What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Everyone's having a great day today. So today is kind of nice out today. My dad just got doing some yard work. The weather looks great. It feels great out here. It's a little bit of clouds, but nothing crazy. And today we're finally going to be doing quite a little bit of a cool video with the truck today. I'm about to do a detail, which is why I've got this camera on, the one you guys know and love, because the case is busted and it makes a whole ton of racket. And I have to order a new case for it. I just haven't gotten around to it. So anyway, we're going to be detailing the truck today, the full bolt-on sport track today. And we're also going to talk about the main topic of today's video, once I get done with this, which is was it worth putting $10,000 into a $3,000 truck that is only worth, by Kelley Blue Book standards anyway, $1,500. This truck literally is worth half of what we paid for it back in 2016 when I got it. And I'll be talking about a lot of other factors and stuff like that I can talk about towards the end of the video of what could the future hold in terms of, you know, the money side of things, because that's a lot of things that I don't see a lot of YouTubers talking about. Was the amount they invested in it worth it? Now, I did a video last year on how much I actually spent on this truck, and around that time it was about $8,000 or so, $7,500 to $8,000, somewhere in that time frame. And you guys just know I dropped quite a large amount of money. In fact, it was $2,200 to have the valve covers replaced, the steering rack replaced, and the full exhaust you guys see on it now, which is how it became pretty much a complete full bolt-ons build. And even more than that recently on the headlights. So it's definitely well over 10 grand on this truck in terms of mods, and I believe that may include the initial price of the truck as well, which is why I included that, because it's money that has gone towards it, whether it be for the initial purchase cost all the way to where it is now. So I'm not going to go through the whole build list again, because that would take us, you know, another 40-minute video I made out of that. But what we are going to do is we're going to detail this truck, and I'm going to go through everything about how was all of this worth it. Am I happy? Was it worth putting all of that money, putting nearly 10 times what this truck is worth into it? So let's get started watching this thing. I'm going to go grab my detailing equipment out of our mudroom here at the house, and we're going to get to fully detailing this truck. And hopefully soon we'll have an update on the Kia as well, because I feel like a lot of people want to see that car back on the channel. I would say we had an update on this car, but we don't really have anything going on with this one. My dad has actually been thinking about eventually, I don't know if it'd be anytime this year or next year, trading this in for a GT. So we might see a 5.0 on the channel here soon. But anyway, that could be a long time from now. But for now, I'm going to go grab my detailing equipment. We're going to get started fully detailing the truck. And I wouldn't say fully detailing it, because I mean, my detail jobs aren't that great, but we're going to detail the truck as best we can, and we'll get back to you guys here in a moment.
It's time to quit while we're ahead. Don't think like that. I will love you endlessly. If you don't believe, don't you be like that. I will love you forever. If you don't believe in me, yeah.
You could be with anyone, I could be with anyone. You're here with me, you're here with me. You could be around, but
You could be with anyone.
Hey guys, what is going on? So
Oh gosh.
I'm here with my Mazda Speed 3. Sorry, Canadians.
Ready? Little messes I made in my driveway. Don't get me in trouble. I don't need that. So I've been done with washing the body and the glass for about maybe 35 minutes now. I just finished the glass really, but I've been working on the wheels and tires. I've got the Hot Rims wheel and tire cleaner, the same one that Issues Six uses, because fun fact, I use a lot of his and that Dude in Blue's influence on car cleaning, because obviously Issues Six knows what he's doing. He's kept cars in a lot of cars in immaculate condition. That Dude in Blue owns a car care company, so what better way to use their advice on how to use stuff? So hit it with the Hot Wheel and tire cleaner. Looks great so far. Obviously it's drying. I didn't even touch it. I got this rag prepared, ready to start, hammering down on this thing, but it seems to be looking pretty good already. So I'm gonna let this dry off a little bit and then maybe hit it a second time if I need to. But wheels look great, body looks great. As you guys saw in the time lapse, everything looks fantastic right now. The glass doesn't have any streaks on it. I mean, everything just looks good right now, minus the wheels and tire. I've got my Hot Shine foam over there as well, courtesy of the care package I got for Christmas from Hayden. Everything but the wheel cleaner was in there, so snag that, and that's why I'm using the wheel cleaner. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to you guys as I go with every other wheel, and I'll come back to you guys when I put the foam on here in a little while. Alright guys, so I apologize for how long all this stuff was before then. I realized, looking back on this right before I sat down here, I recorded quite a lot, so I apologize for this that is stuck in there, unless I cut a lot of it out, in which case, hey. But anyway, today's video is about how much money I've invested in the truck. I've invested 10 grand into this truck. That Blue Book's only $1,500. And obviously, first thing people are gonna ask, why am I bringing up finances? It's because of a bill that's in the process of being introduced that would give all Americans I think it's about 2 grand a month for a guaranteed 6 months, which comes out to 12 grand over the course of 6 months, which is just wild. And that's a lot more than I make at my current, my current job, which has been, absolutely destroyed in terms of, getting out and doing stuff and working during this time right now. So I'm not making a whole lot of money right now because of the fact that, you guys know I work under my mom and my mom's Score Reporter LLC kind of bullcrap. So she's not working, I'm not working. So it hurts a lot. But anyway, any sort of, financial aid like this brings up the question for a lot of car enthusiasts on, a lot of things. Putting that money towards their builds, if they have the build they want to stick with, or moving on and getting a new car. Especially, at 12 grand, if you saved up the entire 6 months, you could get quite a lot of nice cars. Like for example, I was looking at Genesis Coupes, Fiesta STs, Focus STs, stuff like that. Obviously, I was looking at a lot of Fords because I feel like, to be honest, I feel like the channel would kind of die if I went without a Ford on the channel for any sort of time. Obviously, it would come back, obviously, building a new audience on a different platform. But, I feel like that it's a requirement that I stay with Fords for now. But anyway, which got me thinking about how much money I've actually invested in the truck. Now, I've had the truck since 2016. A lot of you guys know that. I've had the truck since I was 16. I'm about to turn 21 here in a few months, so that's kind of wild. Not a lot of people I know have kept cars this long. I mean, both of my closest friends have not kept cars this long. And I get asked a lot, how do I do it? And honestly, it's a lot of sentimental stuff as well. That's really what's held the truck here this entire time, has been sentimental value, because it's my first car. And I don't like hate anything about it. You know, obviously, I think it's slow, but that's like the only thing I can really complain about, is I just want more power in a car. But anyway, and the lack of creature comforts. It does not have a lot of creature comforts. A lot of them I put in myself. But anyway, I've invested 10 grand into this thing. Now, if you guys remember the video I released last year where I went through every single mod this truck had, and it wasn't a lot, but I spent $2,200 on my exhaust setup and my gaskets and leak preventing, that it just adds up. When you're building a car, the amount of money you spend in it, you don't think it's bad while you're doing it. But when you look at it from the big picture, you're shocked. And you're just like, holy crap, that added up quick. And that's how it was for me. I didn't think I'd invested that much money into the truck until I actually went through and did that video. And then I was like, holy cow, I've invested $8 grand into a $3,000 truck. And that was before I blue booked it at $1,500. I blue booked it maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, and that's how I found out it was worth $1,500. And then I had, bought the exhaust setup and done all that stuff, and it came out to $2,200 on the install, let alone not even just the parts. So it's well over $2,000. That's well over 10 grand now. And this video is about, is it smart? Was it smart of me? The easy answer is no. Building cars in general is not a financially smart move. I think any car enthusiast will tell you that. But we do it because it's our hobby. It's what we love. It's what gets us all together. It's what this channel is, what brings a lot of you guys to my channel, is because we're all car enthusiasts and this is what we do. So is spending 10 grand on modifications on any car smart? No. But it's what we do. It's what we love. And that's what makes it cool. And that's, what makes it worth it in the end. But do I regret any of it is the question. And that's an easy no. Because I've loved this truck every minute I've had it. Sure, it's given me a lot of headaches over the years, especially the last 2 years with the transmission grenading and all that stuff, and all the leaks and the belt chatter and the timing chain and the startup rattling. I mean, it's a lot, and it can do a lot to someone even when it's their first car and they have a lot of sentimental attachment to it, like I do. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have sentimental attachment to the first car, and that's understandable. People like Hayden, for example, he hated his first car. He was glad to be rid of it, but for me, I have a lot of sentimental attachment to this thing. Even though it is, almost at 250,000 miles on it, I still love the thing. It's still, the vehicle I've, spent all my money on, spent every single dollar I've gotten over the last couple of years that hasn't gone towards like a computer part or a gaming system or something like that, has gone towards the truck. And I don't regret it one bit. I've really enjoyed spending this money because it brings a lot of joy to me when I build what's behind me. I mean, no one builds these kind of things. It's a unique platform. And it's special, and that's what I really like. It's sentimental and it's special to me because of all the things. It's what popped my car enthusiast cherry, so to speak, if that makes any sense. It's kind of gross humor, but it's kind of the best analogy I can come up with right now. And I don't regret it. I really don't. Sure, I could have spent this money that I had used, saved all of it up, and bought a different car, as many of my former friends would have told me to do. But I didn't. I wanted to use my money on the vehicle that meant the most to me, and plus I knew at the time that the money I had wouldn't have got me anything that I would have remotely liked and would have said was worth losing my truck over. And I still have that today. And even though if this bill does pass, because there's no guarantee it will. There's no guarantee it will. There's not really a whole lot I could use the $6 grand I plan on using on, because I'd be putting a lot of it towards school, because I finish school hopefully the next year. And I'll be finally getting into the workforce and doing what I wanted to do, and what I went to school for. There's not a lot of cars there. Obviously, the only way I could be able to get a new project at all would be to lose the truck, and that's really the hard part, because it's like, do I want to lose the vehicle I've had so much sentimental attachment to that I'm more than likely going to miss beyond all recognition when it's gone? Regardless of how it goes, whether I sell it or, knock on lawnmower here, that anything were to happen to it. And I know I miss it. And that's what makes it hard, because the only way I could get something that'd be worthwhile would be to get something that's really fast and would make me forget all about it even existing. Something like a Corvette, something like an S2000, something like a Mustang, or a GTO. A GTO's been one of my dream cars recently. And it's kind of doable at that price point, almost. You can almost get a 3-valve. You can definitely get a new Edge 2-valve at that point. But the question is would it be worth it? Would it be worth losing my pride and joy that I have right now to move on to a different platform, start at square one, especially after I've put so much into it? That's up to me to decide in about 6 months, if that bill passes like anytime soon. But like I said, no guarantee that'll happen. But that did jar me up a little bit, made me think: was the 10 grand I've invested worth it, and would I throw another 6 grand into it? And without a doubt, if I wasn't looking at, even if I wasn't thinking about other cars, if I wasn't thinking about a Genesis Coupe, a Focus ST, a Fiesta ST, a Civic Si, a Project S2000. I mean, obviously, it'd make it a lot harder. It'd make the decision. It'd make it really easy for me to be like, yeah, 6 grand, that's nothing. Let's go. New engine, supercharger, done. And I could do that because that's something I could look into. But honestly, it's really difficult. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see where things go. But I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thank you all again for watching. Was 10 grand spending into a $3,000, $1,500 blue book truck worth it? I think so. I don't regret anything. It was overkill, but I don't regret anything. But hope you all enjoyed this. Stay safe out there with this whole virus stuff, and I will see you guys on Friday. Take care, everyone.